Et plus la compétition avance et plus les matchs sont serrés. On vient de le voir sur ce troisième match et la victoire de Manon Grandsire contre Michael Koch. Toujours avec moi, Matthew McNeil. Matthew, I was saying the more the competition goes and the tighter it is. What made the difference and what made Manon won this game?
Well, she got out to a very good start in the early going, and Michael had to try to play catch-up. And Michael made a couple bad shots, and an errant miss spare in the third frame put him in a hole, and he was just not able to dig his way out.
La grosse différence, c'est que Manon a réussi à faire des strikes dès le début de la partie. Et ce qui a été compliqué pour Michael, qui a couru après le score durant toute la partie. Thank you very much, Matt. Maintenant, eh bien, c'est un duel franco-français entre Manon Grandsire et Quentin Deroo. Régalez-vous.
And thank you once again, Olivier and Matt, for the analysis of the Michael Koch Manon Grandsire match. Indeed, Manon off to the four-bagger start, and Koch could not recover. And so now Manon has earned the right to face fellow countryman Quentin Deroo. It's France against France. I'm sure in a match that neither one of them really wanted, but I'm sure they will leave all camaraderie at the door and go hard to try to win this match. And so there's Manon out of the gate on the left lane, which has been the drier lane, and now showing some signs of breakdown on the front, where that ball hooked early and went straight through the beak for the 3-pin. And of course, once again, by international rule, Manon will get an 8-pin handicap against Quentin Deroo, and we will calculate that as we discuss who's ahead and behind as we move through the match. Manon, of course, stopping Michael Koch's 5-win streak in its tracks, and looking like Koch might go all the way, but he did run into a buzzsaw with Manon coming out with the front 4 and putting Koch in a hole he could not recover from. Okay, here's our first look at 22-year-old Quentin Deroo. And he and Manon, of course, did bowl in the doubles competition of this 2021 Bowling Promotion Tour. And let's enjoy the power of this young man's game. We've seen him in youth competitions as a victor and various medalists around the European theater. I've not seen him over in the U.S. as of yet, but looking forward to that if we do see him. Very powerful player. And let's see, he's going to be right around where Michael Koch was, and there was a beautiful start there by striking on that right lane. And again, I think he will see the remnants of what Koch did to the front part of the lane exactly where he's playing. So he could well see some erratic behavior, especially in the heads, the front part of the lane, as he goes through this match. Let's see if he can open it up and string some strikes. Bruce Hall here. I'm your international commentator for these matches, and it's my pleasure to be part of this competition along with Olivier and Matt McNeil, and of course producer Bruno Bedone. And that's to the right. I think he dropped that a little bit at the bottom, didn't quite catch it, and that goes off to the right for the 2-pin spare. And Quentin will take his plastic ball and go straight at this 2-pin. This is the 18th of 22 matches. We'll be bringing you the winner of this match, of course, earns the right to bowl right-handed two-hander Nora Johansson in the number 4 seed, then Christopher Viali, Carl Eklund of Sweden, and Daria Pajok, our number 1 seed, and no surprise there. And here's Quentin, and bounces that at the line, gets it to the right, and goes by the 2-pin for the open in the second frame. And along with Manon's 8-pin handicap, that's going to give her something like a 20-pin lead right off the rip here. So let's see if Manon can capitalize. She had early hook on the left lane, and what will she do here? Coming off a beautiful 240 game last game against Michael Koch, and again stopping his 5-game win streak. And a firm shot to the right. Gets a little bit late turning up. 2-8 combination for Manon here in the second frame. Manon, a member of the French national team since 2020. She's age 20. Does have a 300 game to her credit. And again, both she and Quentin, national youth titleists. And Manon taking the strike ball, hooking at the 2-8 and converting it perfectly. You can see all the matches coming up at bowlingpromotiontour.com. And there you can also learn a little bit about the 2022 Bowling Promotion Tour. And that is coming up in September of 2022. We've seen more and more international folks competing, including from the U.S. Paige Nelson went over. Christopher and Amy Vialli, of course, go every year and are planning to go again. And it is a wonderful Tour of France. Now, that was a beautiful shot there. Gets the can opener in the third frame for Manon. And definitely made the adjustment off that beak. She moved her feet left and made a more firm shot, projects it out to the lane, to the right, and gets the carry. Of course, we watched the 10-pin on a hit like that, looking for potentially a weak 10, but she was able to kick it out. So once again, a 2-week Tour of France. And again, these bowlers have all bowled 32 games in various locations around France to qualify. And we are here in Beaucouze, France for the final. And Quentin waves the ball up to the pocket. He says, all right, now you make your turn right now. And it does beautifully. It splits the 1-3 for a perfect strike. Now, can Deroo double, get himself back into this match? He is indeed down 18 pins here in the third frame. And we have added Manon's 8 pins of handicap into her score to inform you of the leader of the match as we go. That looks like a pretty good shot, but look at the turn at the mid lane. He caught definitely some of Michael Koch's traffic there. And you saw that ball hook hard in the mid lane. It doesn't look like a bad shot, but look at the turn it makes right there. Too early and goes through for the very difficult 3, 6, 9, 10 combination. If you ask any tour player, they will tell you this is the hardest spare they shoot at that's not a split. But Quentin Deroo makes it look easy and makes the spare beautifully. Now, can Manon really open this up with an 18-pin lead? And can she get herself some distance between her and her countrymen? And a strike here would go a long way in doing that. Manon, just such a simple, straightforward game. Straight up the lane. Beautiful arm swing, beautiful foundation, all the fundamentals that people should emulate. And on display again there, beautiful shot, comes up a little late though for a weak 10. It's that right-hand lane is a little bit sluggish. She left the 2-8 last time. She hit her mark. I think she liked the shot, and you can see it making the corner. Just doesn't quite get that flip through the pins that she was looking for to get the carry she needed. So week 10 for Manon. Manon averaging 203 for the 32 games for the qualifying here, while Quentin averaging 211. And by contrast, Carl Eklund averaged 232 for the number 2 seed. Daria Payo 226. But again, she gets the 8-pin handicap per game, which put Daria in the lead. Interesting way to normalize out the difference between men and women. It's a fixed 8-pin handicap for women in mixed competition such as this. And with that 10-pin cover, Manon retains her 18-pin lead. And can she get things back started here? Neither player has doubled. Each having kind of chipping around the pocket. A beautiful shot there, a little bit high. Oh, what is that? That should have been a trip 4-pin, but instead it's a sliding 4-pin. And right over her mark, she's a little bit left on that lane, gets it to the pocket. Look at the head pin, goes off the sideboard and pushes that 4-pin off to the right. That's going to be an out of range, so I believe the pin will be spotted in its original location. So this will become a normal 4-pin spare attempt for Manon. And taking the plastic ball straight at it. Oh, unfortunately, she does pull it. Goes by it on the left, and there's a open frame in the 5th for Manon. And now Quentin Deroo, sitting on the bench, has come within 6 pins of Manon, and if he can double, he will take the lead in the 5th frame here. Let's see how he does. Again, neither player has doubled. We've only had 3 strikes in the entire match so far in 5 frames. And look at this shot. There's another strange carry back to back. Very strange 4-pins. I mean, look, you will never see this happen. Look at this. Right over the 3rd arrow, rips the rack, and the head pin just goes over to the sideboard, jumps all around the 4-pin and does not carry it. That is a very, very strange hit. And bad luck for both Manon and Quentin, both in the 5th frame. And Quentin returns the favor and goes by the 4-pin there in the 5th frame as well. So both bowlers with terrible breaks on their first shot, and both bowlers with pretty much unforced errors going by their 4-pin spares. So guess what? Once again, 18-pin lead for Manon Grandsire as we move into the 6th frame. And there's a somewhat of an angry shot there. Look at that messenger come across. And Quentin says, come on now. That's a shot we were looking for. And look at the power on this shot. He definitely was further left. Twists it up. Watch the head pin. Screaming back across the deck. And in the words of Christopher Vialli, that's a Farkle. That's a flying Farkle right there. And strike for Deroo in the 6th frame. And now Manon. Again, even though the score says tied, that's giving Quentin 10 pins for the 6th frame and not giving Manon her 8 pins. So she does, in fact, have an 18-pin lead right now. That's straight up the board. She says, I'm not going to fool around with this tighter lane. I'm going to throw the ball right at the pocket, which is what she did. And beautiful adjustment there. Watch how much straighter this ball is. Makes the turn and dead flush through the 1-3 pocket. So good adjustment there. Probably moved her feet maybe a board, half a board right, and kept her mark the same, went straight up the boards. So that was a pro adjustment right there by Manon. Okay, can we see our first double in this match? They have been rare to come by. We've not seen a double yet. And that's way to the right and rides the channel for a while. That one obviously fell off her thumb looking at her apparatus there. Watch this one just fall off. And that looks like a ball change as well. Looks like a little bit of a less aggressive ball to try to tame this drier left lane. And unfortunately, wide right, leaving just the 1-2, luckily. So it should be a fairly straightforward spare, and one where she could potentially gain a little information here in terms of how the ball reacts and gets itself to the pocket. So let's see how she plays this. And pulls it right up the lane for the conversion of the 1-2. And once again, 18-pin lead. Now, can Deroo, after that flying Farkle, come back and give us our first double in the match? Stay tuned for interviews with the contestants after this match is over. I've seen some great insights by Matt McNeil, PWBA ball rep and pro. And there's a early hook by Quentin. Almost gets the Jersey squasher, as we call it, but leaves the 10-pin only. So we've yet to see a double in this match. Watch that ball hook. He got that a little bit short. I don't think he got it out to the pocket that he was looking for. Out to his break point that he was looking for. Now, straightforward 10-pin conversion. And good shot there. Deroo with 2 single-pin misses this game, and actually that's the difference. Had he converted both those, he'd be in the lead now. They ran some statistics on the Pro Tour. They said if a bowler has a single pin open or some kind of an unforced error, their odds of winning the match go down to maybe 20%, much lower. And rips the rack that time. Beautiful shot there by Deroo. And he's just overcoming that drier left lane with speed. Just threw that faster, and watch the 6-pin rip the 10 out of there. And a beautiful shot reflecting the power of Quentin Deroo. And now Manon on this right lane. Last time she went straight at the pocket. Let's see if she can do it again. Winner of this match, of course, faces powerful two-hander Nora Johansson of Sweden. Then Christopher Viali, Carl Eklund, and Daria Pajok will complete this Masters stepladder, and that's right at the pocket as well. Unfortunately, she's not rewarded this time. He's a ringing 10-pin. And there's a single pin change in the lead, down to 17. Well, I think she liked this shot. Look at that 6-pin wrap around the 10. And rather unlucky there. It was a very good shot. Just that right lane being a little bit tighter, just not giving you the turn that you're looking for through the pins. Now Manon with the 10-pin conversion attempt. And no problem there. Manon retains that beautiful form on her 10 pins and other spares. It's a good lesson. Lots of folks take different stances and have different speeds and do different things on spares. And always a good idea to remember your follow through, remember your knee bend, and make a good shot. Now Manon with that weaker ball on the left lane, and let's see how this does for her. She missed right last time and then made the spare. Let's see if this ball will give her some accessibility in the pocket. It is her last shot on this lane, so let's see if she can make it count. And that's going to be where she wants it. Beautiful shot there. Now that's the ball change she was looking for. Yeah, dead flush in the pocket. Makes a good shot. Watch this ball go right through. I think her other ball would have hooked by now, but it goes through, sets up beautifully in the pocket, and 10 back. Now Deroo. It's do or die now for Quentin Deroo. He's got a maximum 206. Manon pacing to 193 with a possible 213. So game very much in doubt. And here's another ring 10 on that right lane, this time by Deroo. And he knew he needed it. Just has been unable to put a double together. We had 9 frames. We've not seen a double in this match. And look at this beautiful shot. He likes the shot, and why not? Comes up a little bit late. 6 wraps around the 10. And that is another disappointing non-double for Quentin Deroo in his attempt to catch his countryman, and goes by the 10 pin for his 3rd missed single pin of the match is Deroo. And that's going to pretty much do it. Deroo now with a max 174. And Manon will be in the 170s in the 9th frame, just with Phil. So unfortunately, the missed single pins are going to be the downfall of Quentin Deroo. And to the benefit of Manon Grandsire, it will be Manon taking on powerful Nora Johansson from Sweden in her next match. That will be the 19th of 22 matches coming up here in the 2021 Bowling Promotion Tour. We'll close out this match. Stay tuned for interviews with these players afterwards. And Deroo flushed his first shot in the 10th. And, of course, flushes his second shot in the 10th. There's the double we were looking for, of course. Too little, too late, but you will see a lot more of this young man with a powerful game. And, unfortunately, Spares getting the best of him in this singles match against countryman Manon Grandsire. And Deroo will finish off here with 174 possible. And indeed, strike, strike, strike in the 10th to finish things off for Quentin Deroo. Once again, very difficult to come off of a higher seed in a stepladder and face someone who's just won, no matter who it is. You're uncomfortable. It's your one game that you get. You get one chance. And therefore, you do see a lot of people run ladders in formats like this. And indeed, Manon, the beneficiary of that with Quentin Deroo. Don't worry about Quentin. He will be back. Powerful young player. And here is Manon taking a victory lap here. She'll stay with the more aggressive ball on the right lane. And that one she did pull right up and gets the squasher. There's her double for the match. And she knows it was pull. Look at that. That's at least 2 boards left of target. And in the move she made to try to go straighter up the lane, that's going to go and cross over. But nonetheless, she's a winner. Faces Nora Johansson next. And Nora will be in, of course, with that powerful ball. And she will now face the tracking of the heads and of the mid lane that both Michael Koch and now Quentin have carved out for her. And we will see how she adjusts to that pattern in our next match. So if you hit subscribe on this YouTube channel, we'll alert you of new matches as they come along every couple of days. And once again, we have 4 matches remaining where we will see Nora Johansson, Christopher Vialli, Carl Eklund, and finally Daria Payok. And there is Manon's last shot, 7 load, giving her the 210 with the handicap and a hug from fellow countrymen. And we will see you back here for our next match.
Et dans cette confrontation franco-française, victoire de Manon Grandsire. Bravo Manon. Qu'est-ce qui a fait la différence sur ce match? Vous avez été meilleur que Quentin?
Je pense pas que j'ai été meilleure, mais je sais pas comment expliquer, mais juste je suis restée concentrée et comme tout à l'heure, c'est jamais terminé et voilà.
Là, ça va être un match 100% féminin désormais contre Johansen. Vous la connaissez bien?
On a joué l'une contre l'autre hier et voilà.
Et vous avez gagné?
Oui.
Donc c'est peut-être un bon présage. Quentin, oh, il y a de la déception dans ce regard et cette défaite face à Manon. On rappelle le score 210-174, c'était pourtant très serré.
Oui, c'était très serré tout le long de la partie, mais j'ai fait au moins une erreur de trop et c'est ce qui a donné la victoire.
Eh bien, merci à tous les deux et bravo Manon.